ever been in a season where you feel like all you're doing is rolling with the punches? I'm done getting punched. I'm not Floyd Mayweather. I ain't built for this. You know what I'm saying? Right? Or maybe you feel like you're in a season that you just can never get a win at all. You feel like Genesis, I just can't get a win. Can I just get a win today? I feel for my guy Peter in this passage. In fact, in every passage when I read about Peter, Peter is, he is learning something every single time. Like literally, the passages are littered with teaching moments, right? You've got him learning how to walk on water from the place of drowning, right? He denies Christ, not once, not twice, but 3 times. Right? And now in this passage, you see him seized, you see him arrested, you see his friend James die, you see him be put into prison, you see him guarded by 16 soldiers, and now you see him about to be put on trial. This is a big deal. And you're saying, how does this relate to me? Well, I don't know. Maybe you're going through your second divorce. Maybe for you're dealing with this addiction for the last 10 years that you thought you would never still be dealing with. Maybe you're walking in every Friday and you're living paycheck to paycheck to paycheck to paycheck, and you thought, man, I thought this was gonna be over. When are we gonna get to the other side? When is it gonna get better? Have you ever been there before? Have you ever asked questions like this? Like, God, what's happening? I feel like I can't win at all, and I'm just rolling with the punches. And I'm looking at Peter and I'm like, man, there's some things that we can learn from Peter, because Peter had a lot of teaching moments. He went through a lot of stuff. But you know what? You know how good this man was at rolling with the punches? This is a big deal, because Peter's got doubts, he's got questions, he's got confusion. Have you ever had doubts? Have you ever had questions? Have you ever been confused? Ooh, but Peter's so good at rolling with the punches. So how do I begin to roll with the punches? Do I have what it takes? Can I go through this again? Is what I need actually inside me? Here's what I believe, that verse 5, everyone say 5. Verse 5 is a great starting point. And it would be considered my first point, okay? If you want to be able to roll with the punches, you have to remember the church. Remember the church. Verse 5, so Peter was kept in prison, but the church was earnestly praying to God for him. This is important because he's intensely seeking after God. When's the last time that you intensely sought after God? Was it 2 minutes ago? Or did you miss it? When's the last time that you intensely sought after God? This is why I got into youth ministry, and this is why I love youth ministry, because we are teaching teenagers how to earnestly seek after God at a young age, right? So that when life throws them punches, they can go back to the positive influences, the positive experiences that have happened in their life and go, you know what? I'm prepared for this. I'm ready for this. So we're creating those moments. And shameless plug right here, for real. Like, if your kid is not going to YTHX, what are you doing? Right? Like, YTHX, this is our summer camp. If you don't know anything about it, July 13th through the 15th is $200, but we got financial aid available. And literally this entire room, we will have 2,000 teenagers earnestly seeking after God. So go to YTHX22.com and register. But here's the deal. For real, I will have parents come up to me and they're like, well, I'm gonna let my kid decide if they wanna go. And I'm like, okay, would you let your kid walk in a highway with the blindfold on? No. So why do we keep our kids till 18, but we stop parenting them at 15? Why do we do this? Now look. Hey, I'm fairly new at the parenting thing. So I want you to understand, like, I'm learning even right now on how to help them make their decisions, right? But here's what I'm gonna let you know. I'm gonna make it easy for you. Just say it's my fault. Just say it's my fault. Well, youth pastor Tim told me to sign you up for camp. He's your youth pastor. He's my youth pastor. So I got to do it. Just do it. We on the same team. Let's rock it. Take them over. Tag team. We know how to do this. We make it so hard, right? I think it's amazing. A couple thousand teenagers will earnestly seek God, and we'll be able to watch it right there in July. And you know what's wild? Why do we do it? Because it's important. Why do we do it? Because it's vital. Why do we do it? Because the church is the bride of Christ, and if you say you love Jesus, you can't hate the church. The church is the community. Everyone say we are the church. Ultimately, my shameless plug is reminding you that you have to remember the church. The truth of the matter is we will forget the importance of the church and try to use it like jewelry and not like oxygen. Only just to enhance our life, when the reality is that the church was meant to be life. It was meant to be life. And can I be honest with you? For some of you, church used to be a lifestyle. And then the punch of COVID came. And you've inched your way out of serving. You've walked your way out of groups. And you roll yourself out of bed maybe one time a month instead of 4 times in a month. Let me tell you something. If we forget the power of the church, woo, you think we in trouble now? Oh, we're going to be in big trouble then. And this is important because we got to be careful. That's the opposite of earnestly seeking after God. And you can't get upset with me because this is what I believe. You know what I mean? Like, if you're not vocal about it and it ain't visible, then it ain't a value. Then it ain't a value. You saying, oh, kids, yeah, church is a value. Well, Mom, why we only go once every 6 weeks? I'm just saying, right? Like, and here's the deal. I get it. I understand. Like, it makes you, you're on staff. I'm like, yeah, but there's sometimes where EFAM just feels like, yes, this is what I want to be today. Right? And I live 10 minutes away. And I'm like, well, maybe. Right? I'm not here to shame you. I'm here to let you know that, look, I'm very new at this, trying to make decisions for yourself, trying to help your teenagers make decisions for them. But what you've got to understand is you cannot forget the power of the church. That's why it says, remember the church. Because when you look at verse 12, after Peter gets out of prison, where's the first place that he goes? He goes to Mary's house. It is said that the church was meeting at Mary's house. And it was midnight. That means it was like e-group time or summer camp, I don't know if any e-groups meet at midnight. That'd be weird. Right? Like he knew the church was praying for him. And the first thing that he does, goes to the church. He had remembered the church.